Oh yeah, we back here with another video, y'all. We back here with this saga continues between Big Meech and 50 Cent. I know some people like, man, come on, man. Nah, we still got to speak about this. You know why? Because we got to know the truth. We got to know the truth of what Big Meech actually did or what he's involved in allegedly. Did he use Tammy as a third party? So this story is always going to be trending, if you want to say that. And we're going to talk about this. Yeah, that part. But we actually going to react to the paperwork also. Shout out to Sean G on his podcast, over there, Podcast for Soul. We're going to react to him actually reading the paperwork when Tammy took the stand and all this, that, and the third. We got to speak about a lot of things. This is nasty work, and I'm telling you, it's not going to stop. I know some people think, I was kind of one of them for a quick second, thinking that this altercation is all played out and it's kind of fake. But I said, nah, this the real deal. 50 trying to destroy that BMF brand. I don't like. Let's talk about this though. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, man. Let's get this show started. Yo, 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 yo. If they know, they know. It's your boy Smoke News TV. We back here with another video. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel. You see that thumbs up? Smash that thumbs up. It ain't gonna hurt your feelings. It ain't gonna cost you. Ain't gonna do none of that. Support the channel by smashing the like. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Share the video. Keep that bell on, that notification, so you know when I'm dropping my video. Shout out to my day one subscribers. Shout out to my new ones. Much love to y'all. Shout out to my members that got their membership. Much love to y'all also. And let's get this copyright out the way. Copyright fair use disclaimer. You can find that in my description on my channel. Everything that I speak on over here is for educational, entertainment purpose. Again, copyright fair use disclaimer. You can find it in my description in my channel. Everything that I speak on over here is for educational, entertainment purpose. The clips and videos I play also owned by the original creators. If y'all want to donate to the channel also, Cash App is in my channel in my description. Go to my channel in the back end, you'll see my Cash App. Shout out to y'all, man. Let's talk about this because this is nasty work. So we got 50 actually posting this up first. 50 basically said, why old boy didn't look out for me and send him to acting school, Big Screech. He meaning Lil Meech. He's saying why Rick Ross didn't look out for him. He said all your people that was out did nothing for him, meaning that everybody that was out in these streets connected with BMF, I guess, is what 50 Cent is saying. Pardon me. And obviously it's true. Because like I've been saying in my last goddamn videos, Lil Meech was trying to be a rapper once upon a time. Why nobody in there embraced him at that time and signed him and said, yo, I'm going to do this for Big Meech. That part. Let's continue though. What did he say? He said, you come home thinking you the Black Pablo Escobar and F him up. Meaning that he came home basically and he effed up Lil Meech's career. He obviously did, to be honest. I helped your family make over $5 million legit dollars. It's not my fault. He said, it's not my fault. It's all gone. I don't know how that $5 million is going, y'all, but 50 saying basically I helped your family make over $5 million legit dollars. It's not my fault that it's all gone. You think people don't see you want to shine so bad you wearing baby's jewelry. He's saying that Big Meech is wearing Little Meech little jewelry. He said, bitch, give the baby back his jewelry, whatever. Basically, 50 is basically saying that he made $5 million for them. They messed the money up. It ain't his fault. He's saying that he coming home, taking a shine from Lil Meech. Obviously, he did. I've been saying that in my last video. I said you should have just came home, the new face of the BMF, to be honest, the new face of the BMF is Little Meech, not you, Big Meech. Once upon a time, you was that dude. And that life, the street legend life. But your son made a legit BMF platform all on the television, TV series. He's the new face. Let him live. Let him do what he do. But see, something happened in the back end between you and Tammy. And now Tammy is like, you know what? You trying to play me out? All right, I'm going to do it all tell out. And we're going to talk about all this, man, because this ain't done. We ain't done, man. We ain't done. Let's get to the first clip. Now, this 50 Cent basically dropping a new clip on his platform. Cuffy speaking again. Now, for the people that saying, yo, man, Cuffy hating this and that, sit back, let this marinate in y'all brain and y'all soul what I'm about to tell y'all. Why the hell would Cuffy be hating, and what do he get out of this, and what beneficial he get out of this for him to come home, for him telling a story on his behalf, saying that Big Meech allegedly used Tammy as a third party to get him knocked off, and then the cartel nigga, but they end up getting him knocked off, and they tried to cut on Big Meech time short back in 2017-18, but they didn't because she had an affair with the DA. What beneficial is he getting out of that? Nah, he hating on Meech because he don't want Meech to get the shine. The paperwork is out here already. Everybody got their hands on the paperwork. Just because they don't got Big Meech in the name of the paperwork, Big Meech's deal was allegedly not to have his name in none of them paperwork. What are we talking about? But see, they got Tammy on the page, and we're going to get to that. Shout out to Sean G. We're going to get to his clip. They got Tammy actually speaking and saying that, yeah, Big Meech, I got introduced to the cartel nigga and Cuffy through Big Meech. Big Meech sent me. What? And Big Meech knew. Like, listen, when I play this clip, y'all gonna see the caption in the bottom. 50 saying the caption in the bottom of this clip. He's saying that Tammy got the audio. She got other paperwork that the public don't got, we don't got. But the audio is the most important thing. She got audio of her and Big Meech allegedly discussing about the whole sting that they was doing out here in the world and trying to knock off people. And then, you know, they knocked off that nigga Smith, whatever, and they knocked off that. They knocked off Cuffy, whatever. So they got these two on audio, and Tammy got her hands on that. But how, Smoke? What you mean how? We're going to get to that because when we play this clip, they used Cuffy as like he was a big threat. There was a lot of threats going towards her, this, that, and the third. She was getting phone calls, all types of threats, all types of crazy shit. So they had to push Cuffy away to the side. He was too much of a threat towards her. But she got her hands on audio. She got her hands on all that shit. That part. Let's get to the first clip, man, so y'all can understand what I'm saying for the people that still don't want to believe this. Listen, and I don't want to believe either, because once upon a time, Big Meech was this big myth, legend, whatever. Back in the 20s, we all was in the cities. We all wanted to be like BMF and this. I mean, everybody wanted to be like BMF. And y'all was running them streets for the get money niggas. Let me say it that way. So for us to see this going down, and for a friend that helped him see his first $1 million, and he come out, he got the paperwork, his family, I got the paperwork, this, that, and the third, and Tammy's coming out now talking, who the hell are we going to believe? There's too much evidence in front of us, in front of our eyes, not to believe this shit or assume, like, or even like, yo, listen, nah, it's a big possibility Big Meech did it. Every goddamn drug kingpin in this country snitched. So y'all telling me Big Meech is a special one all of a sudden? You know why? Because we all looked at them DVDs and all that shit, and we was all in the streets in all these goddamn urban cities, and we wanted to be like BMF once upon a time in the early 2000s. What are we talking about here? When we got introduced to BMF, everybody in the goddamn corners from the projects wanted to be like them. The loyalty, get money. Everybody eat. That was all the shit that Big Meech used to preach back then, right? Everybody eat, loyalty, this and that. So when we see this now, what's hard for us not to believe that he didn't do that shit? Nicky Barnes snitched, every goddamn drug kingpin snitched that you could think of. Rayful Edmonds snitched, Alpo, all types of niggas. Oh, he's the special one though, huh? Even the cartels be snitching. That part. Let's continue, man. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel. Let's get to this first clip. Share this video.
Called Tammy Collins, she's privileged to what's called the affidavits in support of the wiretaps.
Okay.
It's like 3 affidavits. In those affidavits, it tells Meech's full role. Now, I wasn't allowed to have them because they played this, I'm this kingpin and I'm this killer, and they life in jeopardy,
right,
in danger.
Right.
That's why they was able to close the courtroom. We'd have been out at Meech. But they played a cold game. I give it to her. And they was playing chess and we was playing checkers.
Okay.
She used the threat of her life and that I was gonna have some hitmen in the federal courtroom to kill her. And they closed the courtroom to the media. My shit's standing room only. I'm that dude in that city, homie.
Right.
I'm that dude in that city.
Right.
So that's why it ain't been came out. But the affidavits in support of the wiretap, she has them.
So okay, so she can get them for sure.
If she got them.
Okay.
She got them. The only person they barred from having the documents was me.
Okay. So you the only one that don't got the information.
Right.
Gotcha.
Everybody else, it's called discovery. Everybody else got the packet.
Okay.
He had to go through family for the people that don't understand. Yo, but so how he know? He had to go through family members, wife, his daughters and all that. He got 6 kids. They all grown, right, y'all? So he had to go through them. The public could get their hands on that discovery. But if they would have seen him trying to he can't get his hands on that. Once he would have tried to go with his name, we ain't playing. So he had to go through some mutual friends, ex-family, not even family members. So somebody got that paperwork for him to know that information. Because in the beginning, he couldn't get his hands on that. He was a threat to her. That's how they painted the picture. In an agreement that Big Meech had, he didn't want his name on none of the paperwork. Y'all forgot about that also? Oh, let me refresh your mind before we get to the paperwork.
The agent testified that Demetrius Flannery was aware of the deal, and that Demetrius had one request, and that his name does not appear in any documents. This was Special Agent Keith Cromer's testimony. CS1 testified.
Now you heard that, right? That was a testimony of the DA nigga saying that the agreement was with Big Meech not to have his name on no documents. None at all. That's why people like, yo, man, Big Meech's name ain't on there, this and that. Of course, because he used a goddamn allegedly. And everything I speak on is alleged until Tammy come out with this audio. Allegedly, even though we got Cuffy out here, his co-conspirator or whatever, or not even co-conspirator, his partner that he allegedly set up. Tammy got introduced to the cartel and Cuffy through Meech. Think about this. There's too much in front of us. But we're going to make it seem like, oh, he's the special one. He stood 10 toes. Listen, I hope he did. Because if Tammy come out with some BS, nigga, Meech is good then, obviously. Because we just assuming and allegedly this, that, and the third. Because his name ain't on that paperwork. But see, this is such thing that if you got that agreement with them, they're not going to put your name in that paperwork. You got to go through the blueprint. You got to puzzle that shit out yourself. How did Tammy know this? How did Tammy know this? How did Tammy know that? The only way Tammy knew this and Tammy knew this is me and Meech used to talk through codes and shit like that. So how she even know about? That's how Cuffy put that shit together, y'all. Like, it's nasty work. Let's get to the paperwork. Shout out to Sean G and his podcast over there. Make sure you subscribe, man. Subscribe to the channel, share this video, man. Make sure y'all hit that like button.
In the sworn affidavit that Tammy Cowan signs, she expressly states that Demetrius Flannery, Big Meech, put her in contact with Fidel Suarez out of California and Dion Gatlin, who is Cuffy out of St. Louis, to arrange a large sale of cocaine. This is in the sworn affidavit.
Do y'all say more? That don't mean nothing, Smoke. Maybe Meech, they ain't know nothing. This for the people that don't want to believe it, or they blind, or they got to go all the way down to the end of this goddamn story and wait till they see. Like, some people just blind with this shit. They just don't want to believe. And I understand. We all was in the streets. We all once upon a time wanted to be like BMF. We all was when we was kids. We seen that shit in the DVDs. We sat back blowing it down, blowing the haze down and all that. That sour back then, that haze back then. My niggas know. If y'all was outside, y'all know. Yeah, the haze in that tower. We used to call it tower. Shout out to the to the wave guard, man. Shout out to Free Max B, man. He on his way home. Yeah. That tower and that haze. Yeah. We all wanted to be like them niggas back then. I was outside, so I know. But see, when you got shit like this happening, it kind of like, it's like, damn, bro, because all that shit was a myth then. Because it's not hard to believe that he would actually do this. If you could Paul, squeeze your way around somehow, some way, without the public and the world not knowing that you was involved in this because your name is not on none of that paperwork, but you use that third party. But the people of that case gotta try to put the blueprint together, the mastermind that shit to try to put you involved in it to see how the hell this lady was involved and who sent this lady. The only one that sent that lady was Big Meech. Nobody else. Now, if it was like 2 or 3 other people in the BMF camp that was connected with Tammy at that time of moment, it would be a little different. You can't connect Blue because Blue was rocking with her in 03, 04. Then after that, he ain't rock with her no more. Until later on, he found out that she was connected with Big Meech when he got locked up. I done broke that down on all my other videos. Or go do your research. Blue talking about this himself. So the only person that sent her to Cuffy and the cartel nigga to go bust moves while he's still in, allegedly, was this nigga Meech. There's nobody else. How the hell that's hard not to believe that this man probably used her to get his time cut? He was involved in a whole sting, nigga, a whole operation. She didn't know the cartel, nigga. She didn't know Cuffy. Big Meech introduced that girl to them people. Big Meech, man, I know she was an informant. How the hell he ain't know? That's the big question, though, right? That's the big question. Let's continue, though. Smash that like button. And remember, she changed her statement later on also. She said Big Meech knew about this shit. Then she tried to say later on Big Meech ain't had nothing to do with the situation with the Cuffy and all that. You can't change that shit, man. Let's continue. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, share this video.
My question is, Tammy Cowens at this point is based out of Atlanta. How does she know, how could she possibly know about a drug deal between a Mexican nigga from California and a nigga from St. Louis? Right? How could that, and she's based in Atlanta, right? How could she possibly know that? How could she possibly know that them two individuals were going to do a drug deal? And she's in a whole nother state, a whole nother region of the country.
My answer to that is the only way she would know is through the person that sent her and introduce her to the two people, and that's Big Meech. That's my answer. That's my smoke. That's my opinion. How the hell she would even know they doing that busting type of move? The only way she would know, she based in Atlanta, is through Meech, to the connection between them two, because she got his life right. She got everything. So obviously, long story short, nigga, they still talk. They still on the phone talking, y'all. They jonesing. They on the phone. What we talking about here? So the only way she would know that shit is through Big Meech. Because allegedly, obviously, he was still trying to bust moves while he was in there. So y'all got to remember, Cuffy didn't get locked up till 2012 or 13 around there. He still was on the street 5 years before they came and got him. Meech was locked up. He was running around with Tammy trying to get the movie deal before the BMF series popped off. How you think he said he talked to Fifth? And then everything just went left after that. They cut Cuffy out when they locked Cuffy, when they knocked him off and all that, locked him up and all that shit. They cut him out the deal and all that. Next thing you know, Tammy went and got the deal with 50 Cent and for Big Meech, and the rest is history. Cuffy ain't got no parts of the BMF series. But once upon a time, before they came and got Cuffy in 2013, 12, one of them two, they was running around trying to connect with people, trying to get the BMF movie out before the BMF series even exists at the time. Meaning Cuffy and Tammy. The whole time he running around with Tammy, this chick is a whole goddamn informant. She hearing She in the car with this nigga. You gotta remember, they was trying to get the they busted moves in the outside world, but they in the industry also trying to get this BMF shit popping. Let me just put it that way for the people that don't understand. They was in the outside world, running the streets, doing that, whatever. Dummy still getting to the bag, meaning Cuffy. Tammy was with him also because Tammy got introduced to Cuffy through Big Meech. She didn't meet Cuffy earlier days, no. That's what people got to confuse at. Blue said it. He said, nigga, I ain't bring that girl around nobody in the earlier days. Don't. He said, according to what I know, nigga, she didn't start connecting with Big Meech until Big Meech got locked up. That's what Blue DeVinch said. But Cuffy and her was running around because Cuffy had money on the BMF movie. Remember, he said that. But when they knocked him off, now the deal's cut. He ain't getting no revenue. Now Tammy go run with Fifth. Let's go do the TV show. Now all revenues going to Tammy and whoever else, the family, you know what I mean? All that type of shit. Come on, man. Nah, man, he hated because they cut this is what I see in the comments of one of these trolls. Cuffy hating because they cut him off. They locked him up for the movie and all. Man, Cuffy ain't got no reason to be hating for what? He just trying to get a story out, the real story of what the hell happened to him. That man got kids and family out here in these streets too, and grandkids. What we talking about here? What, and y'all do the same? If y'all put the blueprint together and then y'all figure out like, yo, this nigga set me up. He just trying to get his time cut. Because Cuffy was a real deal. Some people, y'all, but why would Big Meech do that? Who's Cuffy? Who is Cuffy? Y'all ask St. Louis niggas that. Don't ask me that. Ask St. Louis, and St. Louis will let you know who the hell Cuffy is. That part. What are we talking about here? Go to his sister page or somebody. Go try to find somebody. They'll let you know who the hell Cuffy is out there in St. Louis. He was a heavy hitter, man. He wasn't no small pot. He wasn't a small fish in the pot. Nah, he wasn't none of that. That nigga was heavy out there. Pause. So we're going to cut these shenanigans out. Remember, Big Meech didn't see his first meal till he landed in St. Louis when he left Detroit. Remember, they went to St. Louis before they went to the ATL, that part, if y'all know the whole story. Not by the goddamn TV series, by the documentaries. Let's continue. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel. Tammy got introduced to them by him. Let's continue. Shout out to Sean G once again in his podcast over there. Make sure y'all go on subscribe over there, man.
And this is her. The government asked her, okay, and so you then began. What was the promise to you with respect to what your activity was by the agents or Mr. Cromer in particular? Well, when I met to discuss would I stay on board, I asked, what would I have to do? And I was told just what I just advised you in regards to the Hispanics. And that's when I said, okay, and can I get, if I get something big, and Keith Cromer interrupted her and said, you'll get a lot of money. And I said, can I get Demetrius Flannery's time cut? This is page 57. This is in the court documents. I'm going to post this link to this particular document, or you can pull it up on your own. It's the Franks hearing.
Now, for the people, hold up. Before we go, smash that like button. That junk is free. Share this video, subscribe to the channel. Smash that like button for me. And some people watch the video, y'all forget to smash the like button. I understand. Smash the like, though. But for the people that want to say, oh, man, Big Meech ain't know this and that. Maybe Big Meech ain't know she said that in court. What? You got to be from Mars. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. For some people that don't really, let's pedal back a little bit. Y'all gotta be from Mars for the people that really don't understand that. That shit is all on paperwork of what she said. Can I get Demetrius on Fennery, whatever. Big Meech, whatever, pardon me. Can I get his time cut for this favor? What? Him and her meeting that. Tammy and Big Meech had some type of goddamn conversation about that. There's no way in the world this female just going to go to court and just say that and just throw that shit in the air like that. What are we talking about here? Knowing that they typing everything that she's saying in court. Boom, what you said again? Hold up, what? What? He want his time cut. Oh, let me go back. You know how them typewriters go back, Mike? Let's go back, type that up. Everything she's saying, they typing that shit up in court. That shit, listen, it's hard for me to believe that he didn't tell her that to say that in court, man. Like how? Maybe Meech was laying it down to her on smoke. Maybe he was, nah, man, she got on her feelings. What? Yo. This is the type of shit I see in my comments sometimes. I'm telling you, they got 100 excuses. Real recognize real. Real niggas know that did time and all that shit. They're going to tell y'all straight up. They're like, nah, there ain't no way in the world. That man told her to say that shit in court. That was the deal. And the other deal was not to have his name on no documents. That part. What are we talking about? That's why it's confusing everybody, because they don't see his name on the paperwork that everybody want to see. But his name on certain paperwork that Sean G just actually read for y'all. That Tammy was saying on the stand. Her statement, whatever, her testimony. Now, if that ain't enough evidence, I don't know what to tell y'all. I know some people see the big question is, did he know that lady was an informant after he signed them rights and life rights to her and all that? I believe, my opinion, I might be wrong, allegedly, I believe he knew that lady was a goddamn informant. All the way till they got Cuffy. Come on, man. Let's cut it out. Every kingpin in this goddamn country says something. They always want to come home soon. Why all of a sudden that this dude's special? Oh, we don't want to believe it. I understand. We all wanted to be like BMF. For the street corner niggas, for the project niggas, to everybody. I was once that kid in the early 2000s. I seen them niggas in them DVDs. Loyalty. Everybody get money. Everybody they own balls. That part. Remember that he used to preach that shit to us? Back in them 2000s and them DVDs. So I understand. But you got to understand, this man did all them years. Maybe he wanted to come home. And he seen a way to come home for his name not to be in the paperwork that showed he's involved in any involvement in Cuffy arrest or anything. But see, but then you got to go through the blueprint. You got to do your own math and your own knowledge on that shit. And Cuffy did that shit. And my other clips in early on Cuffy interviews, Cuffy said it was things that Tammy knew that only me and Big Meech supposed to only know about. So that's how I know that he was telling this lady everything. Meaning coming from Cuffy. He was saying that. Let's continue with Sean G reading his paperwork, man. This is nasty work, yo.
And this is her. The government asked her, okay, and so you then began. What was the promise to you with respect to what your activity was by the agents or Mr. Cromer in particular? Well, when I met to discuss would I stay on board, I asked, what would I have to do? And I was told just what I just advised you in regards to the Hispanics. And that's when I said, okay, and can I get, if I get something big, and Keith Cromer interrupted her and said, you'll get a lot of money. And I said, can I get Demetrius Flannery's time cut? This is page 57. This is in the court documents. I'm gonna post this link to this particular document, or you can pull it.
Y'all can go to this channel and go to this link and see the whole document. Let's continue with the clip, though. Smash that like button.
She's still on the stand getting direct examined by the United States government attorney, Dean Hogue. And we get to the point where her name and her address and her job gets made public through the paperwork published online that the world can see, right? And anything, all of this paperwork and all of the paperwork that I've gone through is public information, okay? So now she starts to get threats, phone calls, people showing up at her house, calling her phone, asking her, how does it feel to be a paid informant? You dead? You understand?
That part. So according to Tammy, she was getting threats, all that, because they hit the internet, then it got to public. Got her to a job, it got to everywhere. So for the people that want to go get the paperwork and all that, because I ain't the type to read no paperwork, I'm not doing all that. Pardon me, I'm only here to give you my smoke, give you my opinion, give you my little bit of facts of what I think about this situation. Because it ain't hard to tell. It ain't like it's a hard puzzle. We got to sit back and it's like it's a hard chess game. No, it ain't. It ain't. You can make deals like that not to have your name in certain paperwork. But see, he had his name on her statement when she said that, oh, can I get his time cut if I do This is her saying this shit in court. How you going to argue with that? Big Meech ain't know, yo. I'm telling you, smoke. Big Meech ain't know. How the hell he ain't know? He signed his rights. He signed a life in the contract, the BMF brand of rights and all that, his whatever. I mean, his life, his likes and all that shit to her in 2008. That's the allegation that's going around Blue Da Vinci. This is on paperwork, everything. Cuffy, 2008. Allegedly, she became a former the next following the goddamn year. Cuffy got locked up in 2012 or 13, several years later. What are we talking about here? Cuffy got locked up a couple of years later. Cuffy didn't get locked up a year later or two. Now, he got locked up in 2010. Between 2010 and 13, that's when Cuffy got arrested. Come on, man. So if he did, so you telling me the whole time he in the feds, he ain't had a clue that she was becoming an informant out there? They ain't had no type of conversation. She was just playing a little silent, wasn't telling this nigga nothing. She just got a whole different side of her. It's hard for me to believe that type of shit. Females talk. And if she can't go to nobody else to talk about her being a government informant, and she only gonna go to one person that trusted her with his life, brand, likes, everything that he signed over to her, that he only known for a few seconds, a Kodak moment, that he got his son and his baby moms, he got everybody else out there he could have gave that shit too, but he gave it to Tammy. So if he trusted her on that, what make you think that Tammy ain't got all the trust to tell this nigga, Big Meech, that she became a government informant and she's gonna help him out to get his ass home? I sit back, I'll wait. Females talk. Shout out to all my females. They're gonna comment below like, nah, you right. That shit gonna eat us inside. We can't tell but so many. She can't tell but so many people that she's working with the feds. So who's she gonna turn around and talk? Y'all gotta understand. This nigga is locked up in the feds. He's keeping connections and contact with Tammy. This lady got his rights, brand, everything. She basically got his whole goddamn life, nigga. She got his life right in his hand, on her hand. That's somebody he's gonna talk to every goddamn day, every other day, every second. Y'all telling me 365 days out of the month, this lady just held that shit a secret for all them years and didn't tell Big Meech she was a government informant? I sit back, I let y'all think that. Y'all delusional, y'all crazy. Y'all crazy. And for y'all to think that 50 ain't thinking the way I'm thinking, y'all, man, 50 been in this tape, man. 50 like, man, ain't no way in the world Big Meech ain't know about this. That lady told him. That's why when she got the audio. This lady got audio conversations of her and Big Meech. She was playing chess on Big Meech. She like, nigga, I don't trust you either. And I mean, she probably got comfortable, but she's like, man, listen, I done told this nigga what I was doing out here. He might turn on me. Let me keep this audio for the back end for later on down the road, whatever, in case he try to switch on me. Man, that's exactly what Tammy did. I sit back. What are we talking about here? Tammy kept that audio, kept all that, because at the little bit when she done confessed to Big Meech that she was a government informant, she didn't trust Big Meech either a little bit after that. Let me record this shit for the long run. And she got that on her hands right now as we speak. That's the bomb right there. That's the shit that's going to blow this whole internet up. That brand going to be done. What we going to say now? So once again, let's pedal back. Before I say it again, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, and share this video. Do me that favor. Like the video. Smash that like. For the ladies, y'all know this lady done told Big Meech she was a government informant, right? A lot of ladies in the comment be like, nah, Smoke, you right. Ain't no way in the world that girl could have held that shit that long. Ain't no way, ain't no. Exactly, ladies. Shout out to all my ladies because they know too. And the real niggas know too. That lady goddamn told Big Meech she was an informant. She got his life on his hands. She controlling everything. She got the brand. She got everything. She turned a government informant 5 years later. They saying allegedly she turned a government informant a year later. After Meech done signed the rights to her in 2008, boop, she turned to informant in 2009. What a coincidence. So y'all telling me from 2009, 10, 11, 12, all the way till they got Cuffy, Big Meech ain't know none about this shit, right? That's what y'all sitting back and wondering. Nigga, people in the feds know shit before we even know shit. That part. How many people in jail called y'all, yo, you heard what happened to what's the name? You be like, yo, hold on, what you heard that shit from? Nigga, you out on the street and you didn't even hear about that shit. Nigga in jail told you that shit. And then it comes out to be facts. How many times that shit happened to y'all? To the homies and to the females? When y'all boyfriend, yeah, you heard about that shit? Nah, I ain't even hear about that shit. Yeah, exactly. Next day you hear about that shit. You wonder how the hell your boyfriend found that shit out in jail. Exactly. Shit hit the cells and the jails before it hit the streets, man. What we talking about here? Big Meech knew. He knew. It's too hard. It's hard for me not to believe that. The only way I couldn't believe that shit, if I was a nigga that ain't never been in street activities, never been in the streets, none of that shit, don't even know about the streets, just went to school, you know, nothing wrong with that, but don't got no street knowledge. That's the only way I believe that shit. The only thing I know is this internet. I don't know no street knowledge. That's the only way I'm gonna. Until then, nigga, listen, no, I don't come from that. So it's hard for me not to believe that Big Meech ain't know about her being a government informant, because he had to confess to that nigga 365 days out of the year, one of them nights when Big Meech was calling him. Let's cut the shenanigans out here, man. Let's cut it out here, man. For the people that don't want to believe it. Let's get to this last clip, though. Shout out to Sean G, man. Smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, share this video.
And the attorney for the government says, that's my next question. In effect, really, you were the one that set up the that conversation or those conversations. And she says, that is correct. And then he says, the attorney, all right. And so you were upset with the interpretation that the agents took about the information regarding Mr. Flannery or Big Meech. Is that fair to say? And she says, excuse me, that is correct. Because he didn't have anything to do with anything. So correct. Meaning that Big Meech didn't have anything to do with anything. That Big Meech did not set up Suarez and Cuffy. This is what she's saying under oath on the stand. But she's a
government informant. And I know some people gonna say, Smoke, you see, she said Meech ain't know nothing. See, a lot of people was in my comment on my other videos because I've been watching Sean G videos when he did this. I just sat back and I just like, you know what? I'm gonna get to Sean G shit. When he do the short, shout out for you, Sean G, for breaking that shit down. That shit was dope. I'm not gonna lie. But that shit doesn't mean nothing. And I know Sean G over there sitting back saying, yo, he'll tell y'all too, that shit doesn't mean nothing. So many people lie under that oath, nigga, and that stand is ridiculous. And then number two, he had an agreement with the DA and all of them not to have his name or information of his name involved in the Cuffy situation. What are we talking about here? So when you got an agreement with the DA and the people, they're gonna backtrack, go holler at Tammy, yo, make sure you correct that. When you go back up there, tell them that Big Meech ain't know about this. Because that's an agreement we got for him. And when he go home, he don't need that type of reputation. That part. His name is a brand. What we talking about here? So if it is true, allegedly, he didn't want his name on the paperwork and all this and all that and the third on no documents, even involving Cuffy's situation, even involving his man's situation, Paul's Cuffy. Come on, man. Of course you're gonna backtrack and say, oh, he ain't had a clue about this. Because them boys done took her to the back and spoke to her. That's why. What we talking about? She was a paid and government informant. Sometimes you gotta yo, hold on, go back and say that he ain't had a clue about this. But how the hell he ain't had a clue about it? Now let's pedal back a little bit. How he ain't had a clue about that when she got introduced through the cartel? She got introduced to the two people through him. She was the middle person from Big Meech. She was busting move allegedly while in this outside world for Big Meech. But Big Meech ain't no smoke. I'm telling you, Big Meech. How the heck? See, that's for the people that's blind that don't want to believe this shit. Like I said, nigga, the biggest drug kingpin that was bigger than Big Meech in these countries, they snitched. From the cartels, from the mafia, the talent mafias, and from everybody. Corner boys, nigga, gangbanging clique, nigga. I mean, listen, nigga. Every boss, every kingpin, they all snitch at the goddamn end, or they end up getting caught up in some type of snitch allegation that they thought they was gonna squeeze their way involved in pause, and thought the public wasn't gonna figure it out and put the blueprint together. Let's cut it out here, man. Let's cut it out, man. Let's cut it out, man. I'm not even trying to be, because I see people, oh, you team fit. You goddamn right I am, because at the end of the day, like he said, I made $5 million legit money for your family. 50 people, hold on, before we get to the next clip so we can remind y'all again what Cuffy been talking about. I made $5 million for your legit family. It's not my fault, it's all gone. You wearing baby's jewelry, meeting Lil Meech. Now, we don't know all the money going and all that, but let's just talk about the $5 million that he made for the BMF brand and for the family. And you come home and do this type of shit. Smile all in the with this dude. That ain't do shit like Fifth said. I ain't see them niggas put your son on all them years you was gone. Exactly. Let's cut it out, man. Let's cut it out. Wake these people up. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, man. Free Cuff, man.
The agent testified that Demetrius Flannery was aware of the deal, and that Demetrius had one request, and that his name does not appear in any documents. This was Special Agent Keith Cromer's testimony. CS1 testified, Tammy Collins, that Demetrius Flannery was aware. She signed him to be a government informant to give Demetrius Flannery a time cut. She had the courtroom clear it out. If you go on Pacer, pull my docket sheet, you'll see where CS1 requested that the courtroom be closed.
Got you. Let me ask you a question, Cuffy. At any time during the initial stages of your indictment involving this whole Tammy Collins thing, did you talk to Big Meech, or did you send a message to Big Meech in any way to tell him or to alert him of what was going on?
We sent Big Meech certified mail. Big Meech set me up, and Tammy set me up with this thing in 2013. That's the last time I've heard from this nigga. We sent them correspondence through the attorneys. Asked him, is he aware that his name is in court sworn documents and sending me a truckload of cocaine? He never responded. We know he got the mail because we sent everything certified. I have not heard from this nigga of 32 years since they set me up in 2013.
Remember when Sean G read the paperwork and it said that Tammy, and Sean G was like, how would Tammy know about the transaction between Cuffy and the cartel nigga, and she all the way in Atlanta? The only way she would know is through Big Meech because he's connected with both men. He's connected with Cuffy and the cartel, so he's talking to both niggas. He the one sent Tammy to Cuffy. That's how Tammy know everything going on. And plus, another thing, the reason why Tammy know about the transaction between Cuffy and the cartel nigga, because Meech told Tammy what was gonna happen, according to Cuff. And in the paperwork. That's why old boy, not in the paper, that's why Sean G was like, how would she even know about these two making the transactions, but she supposed to be on ATL in Atlanta. You got St. Louis and you got this nigga on the West Coast. The only way she would know about it is through this nigga. It's Meech. Obviously. That shit is not a hard puzzle to figure out. It just ain't. If it ain't too many people in the loop, it ain't a hard puzzle to figure that out. Now, if you got multiple people involved, now you got to play like, oh, damn, who could have, know what I mean? But it was only one person, that was Tammy. And she got audio of her, allegedly her and Big Meech speaking about shit. Can't wait till that drop. Let's continue with this last clip, though. Let's continue with this, man.
So, so what in the fuck is all these? So right now, some of the most well-known members of BMF, like J-Bo, for example, J-Bo, he is strangely, suspiciously silent about all these facts that are coming out. I believe J-Bo is from St. Louis, isn't he?
He is.
Okay.
He is.
What's your relationship with him?
You know, I never knew J-Bo. He was cool with my little brother, Magic or Wani. He passed on the first BMF indictment. He passed in USP Atlanta from an asthma attack.
Got you.
So I never knew J-Bo. He was always one of the little homies. But that's a hell of a question, man. When he got home, I think around 2018, I personally told him what the nigga did to me.
Right.
And the exact words were, man, you sure, huh? You sure, big homie? I said, listen, man, I'm telling you the nigga bad news, homie. This is what I'm telling you, man. So the nigga party with me with these words with that, you know, I got to holler at the homie, man. He got to explain this. My words to him were, how can you explain this, homie? How can you explain this? So I never came out until 2018,
right,
until I got black and white. See, I never knew this nigga roll.
So like I said, man, my question to y'all is what's reason Cuffy doing this? The only reason I could think of, because he's looking like, nah, man, this nigga, you wrong for what you did, homie. So I gotta put it out there. That shit right in black and white. It's right here. I put the blueprint together. You connected to Tammy. There's no way in the world Tammy would have. How that Tammy didn't know the cartel nigga and Cuffy without her meeting Big Meech. She knew them niggas through Big Meech. But he ain't know she was an informant. Okay, I'll let y'all believe that if y'all want. Like I said, she got his whole life and brand on her hand. They was on that phone several times, 365 days out of the 1 year. She had to tell that nigga out of one of them conversations on that phone what she was doing out there, and because she was a government informant. She became one. So y'all telling me Big Meech ain't know about that shit for 5-6 years? All that shit went to until this day, he ain't what? I'll let y'all sit back and believe it if y'all want. But my question to y'all before I get out of here, do y'all think Big Meech involved in this? Do y'all think Big Meech didn't rat? Or do y'all think Big Meech actually used Tammy as a third party? And when she come out with the audio, that's going to be the bomb. It's going to be over. That brand is over. It's a sad moment. I feel bad for Lil Meech, to be honest, because he ain't got nothing to do with this. It's his father. He wanted the spotlight and the shine when he came back home, so that's what happens. But anyway, till then, man, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, give me y'all smoke in that comment, man. Tell me y'all opinion, man. I want to hear y'all smoke, man. I'm up out of here, man. Free Cuff, too, man. If they know, they know, man. It's your boy Smoke News TV. Salute, gang. I'm out of here.